There's a common confusion when people start working with WordPress. So before we continue with the course, I want to explain the difference between WordPress, WordPress.org and WordPress.com. Let's start with WordPress. WordPress is the application that you will use to create your website and the one that we'll be working with in this course. WordPress, as we mentioned before, is free, open source, and can be downloaded and installed on any standard web server. To use WordPress as a self-hosted application, you need to have a domain name and also have rent space on a web server. While WordPress, the application, is free, you will need to buy hosting to create your website, and this can cost as low as $5. WordPress.org, on the other hand, is the website from which you can download WordPress, the application. This is also the place where you can download themes and plugins and find help in user forums and find documentation on how to best use WordPress. Then you have WordPress.com. WordPress.com is a cloud-hosted service that runs on WordPress, where you can set up a free blog or website without having to pay for a domain name or hosting. This is a hassle-free way to get started blogging or to make a basic website. The confusion comes when people say they have a WordPress.org site. What they mean to say is that they have a self-hosted WordPress site. So in other words, they downloaded a copy of WordPress and are hosting it on a server that they rent from a web host. Now, I wanted to go through some differences between WordPress.com and WordPress.org. WordPress.com uses the application WordPress, so it's using the exact same software that the self-hosted WordPress uses. As we mentioned before, WordPress.org is where you download the WordPress software, and WordPress.com lets you create a free blog such as yourwebsite.wordpress.com. With WordPress.org, you need to install WordPress on your own server, so you need to pay for hosting. And as we mentioned, WordPress.com is hosted in the cloud. WordPress.org, you will need to get your own web hosting, and it's also referred to as self-hosted WordPress. You can move to a self-hosted WordPress from WordPress.com. And as we mentioned already, you can download plugins and themes from WordPress.org.